Hey guys, hope you're well. If you've followed me on Twitter over the past couple of days, I've been quite a drama queen really. I've been putting out not intentionally cryptic tweets, but just like we've not had a great weekend, and it's been an interesting one. It's been a learning curve, definitely. I mean, last night, as we were going to bed, poor Claire was quite upset, quite a few tears, just thinking about the way the weekend had gone. And I mean, I think it was probably for the best in one way because we've learned a lot from it, but we also realised we'd made a lot of mistakes. And I tell you what, on Saturday, I was ready to do a video where I basically said we were wrong about our plan to try and kind of learn from learn as we go with the whole kind of socialising outside thing. It hadn't gone very well, and it was just an odd one. Essentially, other kids come into the mix. His friend's mum had told us that historically she'd had issues with some kids on the estate, and unsurprisingly we did too. I guess they weren't particularly in the wrong, they weren't doing anything wrong. It was more of Ollie wanted to play with them and they said no. Then there was just kind of general stress, and to the point where they fought a bit and had a bit of an argument. And Saturday specifically was more embarrassing because once I'd spent time getting Ollie in, I was then trying to calm him down, but he was escalating and I was trying to de-escalate, and it was not going very well. And I think the one moment I kind of was defeated by it all, I raised my voice slightly to say to him, stop, like, come on. He told me, he basically got in my face and screamed, shut up. And I just said, sit down and stop talking. I was just, trying to be Mr. Right, I'm in charge, stop. And it wasn't the right thing to do. I really felt like, no, that shouldn't have been the right course. But as we've all been there, it's the way it is. Just as I did that, there was a knock, knock, knock at the front door, and I was like, oh. And it was the parent of the kid. And they, to be fair to them, they'd come by and just said, don't worry about it. These things, disagreement between kids, don't fret, don't, they could still play, more than happy for them to socialise, all of that stuff. I explained to her, he's autistic and his social skills aren't quite there, and it doesn't take no for an answer very easily. He needs to learn to, and I think the issue was more that he felt he knew them well enough to play with them, and they were obviously a bit like, we don't know you that well. We're kind of playing. Whatever, I wasn't really involved in it. It was more, I could see him playing, and then it just got out of hand. I was kind of like, it wasn't that big of a deal except for the embarrassment with the parents, but I was sort of, I guess I can't think of the right word. I had more of a sense of humour about it after the fact, but I still felt like we'd made a bit of a mistake. We'd almost cursed ourselves by being overly confident that we were going, well, it's all in hand, we're going to be fine. And then Sunday's plan was to talk about that and say, look, having slept on it, we agree, it's trial and error, it's fine, we'll do it, it'll be fine. So then we let him out again Sunday, and it was great. He went out in the morning, played, we went out to do Pokemon Community Day, played with his friends, come back, they're getting their toys out, he's out there right now with all his dinosaurs and stuff, playing with the neighbours' kids, all good. Everything, yeah, I was thinking, okay, everything is fine, trial and error's done, it's going to be ups and downs, but this is great. I can do a nice kind of heartwarming video. And then his friends, I think it's the same family, I don't really know. There's a little girl and an older boy, and he was really good friends with the girl, but the boy was part of the issue of not letting him play yet on the Saturday. Came out and basically said, let's go to the park, because he knows that Oliver and his friend can't go to the park. They're banned from going out of sight, obviously. So in this instance, Emily, his friend who has the brother, and the brother went to the park on the brother's kind of say so, and left Ollie behind with his friend, and they were both upset. And at that point, Oliver was devastated, he was crying. They came back about 10 minutes later. At this point, Claire's out there kind of trying to calm him down a bit, trying to say to him, come here and chat to me, it's all right. When they came back, he was just like, I hate you, you're so mean to me, and all of this. So then Claire was saying, just come inside now, we'll have a calm down. At this point, I was just pottering about upstairs, and I could hear Claire talking to him, so I went out to kind of say, do you want to go in and I'll have a chat with him, because they'd been back and forth. And he just went and hid in a bush basically, and I didn't even know it was. He's going like, it's Emily that's in the wrong. Tell Emily off, and I'm just like, I don't even know who's in the wrong. Just come with me. And bless him, he had a serious meltdown with that, and so I had to have a chat with Emily and say, look, you can't just abandon him and go to the park with people. It's not fair on him. You know, I don't have a problem with you going to the park. It's just when you're out playing with him, don't abandon him. Like, she wasn't responsible for him. As I say, the moment he got upset, Claire went out to him, but it just triggered this whole kind of thing. So in the end, we said to him, look, you need to, we've set better rules, we've set better plans. I feel like once he'd kind of got over that, his friend came in, they were watching telly together. Turns out his friend loves Pokemon, loves Minecraft, loves Captain Underpants, everything he likes. She was basically, when he was getting his dinosaurs out, they were really like, this is really cool. So then he went in and got some Pokemon, and his friend was like pretended to faint in shock that he loved Pokemon as much as she did. And I just thought, this is so funny that they get on and they're such similar kids. It's almost becoming a bit ridiculous. It's almost feeling like she's a plant, if that makes sense, because she's such a good fit in terms of friendship. Basically, when she came in, he went to put Pokemon on for her, and he said, what do you want to watch? And she went, I really like Captain Underpants, and that was the most recently watched thing as it loaded up. And Ollie was like, well, I've got a surprise for you. And I just thought, I was sat there bemused thinking, I don't know, it just felt really surprising that they like such similar things, but I guess that's just kids, isn't it? Good on them. But anyway, so it does seem to be getting okay. I was exhausted. Saturday, I was so wound up by it all because I felt like there's things I'd done wrong. I was annoyed with myself. I felt embarrassed that we'd kind of made a point about how it'll be fine and we'll learn and we'll handle it. Sunday, I was more exhausted because it was a longer battle. It was a longer issue. I had to have stern words with Emily. I had to have stern words with Oliver about saying he hates people and stuff like that. Claire was upset. Poor old Ben was a bit upset in general. He's been climbing out of his room. He's learned how to climb over the gate, so he was climbing over the gate and kept getting involved in things. We put him in his room while we were having a chat, and he'd jump over the gate and join in. So bless him, he was upset. There was just a point where all three kids were in a mess, and Claire was upset, and I was just like, ah. But we dealt with it. It's fine. So today, I mentioned that last week I put in a big email just saying to the local authority, where is our EHCP? And I got an email today, an apology saying that the lady dealing with it had an issue at home and that she's dealt with it now. She sent it to the school and they should have it this afternoon. I told school and they said, brilliant, once it's there, we're sorted. I asked them what they're actually doing with the EHCP funding because they told us there was no one-to-one care. They told us that it might not make a difference, whatever, they told us all sorts of stuff. And basically they said, look, what they're going to do is get someone in to cover afternoons one-to-one with Ollie. That is going to spend lunchtime with them as well. If I understand right, he's going to play at lunch, but she or he, I don't know why I went for she there. I think it's because they said she. The person is responsible for making sure that he doesn't have the issues I guess he has where an injustice happens, because that's the long and short of it. An injustice happened twice over the weekend and it really knocked him for six. We've learned, going back to the weekend bit, we're kind of feeling that we need to listen to him more and just give him a hug and not try and get him in or reason with him. I think that's what upset Claire, was she felt that if she'd literally just walked out and hugged him, it would have probably put a lot of the issues away for him. But because she went out and tried to just say to him, come on, don't worry, it's okay, and try and help him see reason at that point wasn't the time for it. We've agreed that that's going to be our tactic. We're just going to go out there and hug him and hope that is what we need to do. It feels right. But so they're not going to do that obviously at school. This person's going to be responsible for just making sure she can steer him a bit. They can steer him a bit. I can't stop saying she. It's genuinely because they put it in an email. I'm not just assuming. Yeah, they're just going to guide him and make sure it's okay. And the plan is once they're there, he can just go back normal and it'll all be good. In every day. I guess we're going to have to wean him. I don't really know how quickly they're going to hire someone, but they can start looking from today. We've got the person we had last term coming in to have him on afternoons on the days that happens, which he's excited about because he really loved hanging out with them. And yeah, I feel like we've got over some bumps. I feel knackered. I feel so worn out. I can't believe it's Monday and I'm more tired Monday than I was Friday. It's really taken out of us. I've not gone through every detail, but just know, basically, in short, that it was just everyone was off. I think I knew Sunday. I woke up Sunday and was like, I don't feel right. I gotta keep my head down. And pretty quickly I realised that Ollie didn't feel right. He kept saying he was bored and wanted to do stuff, and Emily kept saying, I don't want to do that, I don't want to, because she was she was feeling off. Ben was feeling off and kept crying. I reckon we're all just coming down. I'm actually coming down with a slight cough, and I can't believe I've done this whole video about coughing, because I've been coughing all day. But I think that's probably it. I think we're all coming down with some sort of winter bug, thinking about it, and that's probably making everyone a bit sensitive. But this time, I love this time of year, but equally, I always forget it knocks you for six a little bit with bugs and stuff. So I guess that's it. I guess that's what we're gonna have to deal with. He seems to have had a decent day at school again, no problems, no calls, all of that. So I feel like that's probably been the best bit. That's been the most improvement, that we're just not having, I mean, I know it's only their half days, but we've just not been having calls, we've not been having frustrations or whatever. When he gets this person in, that should keep that going. Hopefully they can, what he needs now is when they're in there, they need to be coaching him through not saying he hates everyone. The amount of times this weekend he says, I wish I had different parents, or I wish you weren't my parents, because he's obviously picked that up as a phrase that he wants to say when he's frustrated. He kept saying that because we wouldn't let him have Coke with his lunch when we went out Pokemon Day. His friends had Coke and he didn't. And I wish I had different parents. I wish you weren't my dad. I was just like, all right, Ollie, okay. Our friends were very much just rolling their eyes and sort of smiling at it and trying to accept that he didn't mean it. It's not the greatest, but yeah, it's just what it is. But yeah, I feel alright, other than feeling absolutely knackered, and I can't believe I've got the rest of the week to go through, but I just have a couple of early nights and I'll be fine. But I feel positive. I'm glad we got the EHCP sorted. I'm glad the school stuff seems like it's gonna clean up. He's out there at the moment, and touch wood, nothing has been a problem. I can see them playing on they're playing on the bench with all his dinosaurs and stuff. Emily, in my talk to Emily, you could see the penny drop. She came and gave Ollie a hug through no kind of prompting, and has been, I mean, she's always a good sister. She's been a fantastic sister, but I feel like she leveled up somehow, has found a new level, because she's been super sister since yesterday. And the first thing she did tonight was like go out of the car, opened his door, went to his friends with him. She took the bags in quickly and then joined them, and she's been playing with them. And I think she's realised, I mean, my point to her was family comes first, and we've got to look after each other, and I feel like she's really done it. So yeah, well done her. I'm going to wrap up because I am just going on now, and I'm only going to be repeating myself, but I am knackered, I'm so tired, and I need to sleep. And yeah, I just hope he has a good week, and I hope this is something, if we can do what we're setting out and that helps, I think that'll make a big difference to him. But he's happy, and that's all that matters. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you're all well. Let me know how your weekends went. Let me know what you've been up to. And yeah, hopefully I'll just do some normal, non-dramatic videos this week, and it'll just be chatting about stuff. Let me know if you have any topics that come to mind, any questions, any, I don't know, bits that I have said that you don't quite get, or I don't know, just anything. Let me know what you want me to talk about. I'll try and deliver and do my own things too. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Cheers.